Hey guys, how's it going? I am here to carve stamps with you. I have been looking forward to this for a while and it's finally here. So we're going to start with something simple, but first I thought I would show you some of my carved stamps that I have done over the years. And this is not all of them, but it's some of them. And you can probably tell there's a few different materials. They're slightly different. These are very different. These are actually like fun foam, I think it's called. And back when I did this, it was very popular. But anyway, what you did was you heated up the foam to make it soft, and then you would have your materials ready. Like this was some kind of architectural filial thing. This was little Chinese coin charms. This was paper clips. And you would have your stuff ready and you would smash the foam into it while it was still soft and warm. And then it would keep the impression. Like these are from probably 15 years ago at least, and they are still good. They still work. If I wanted to, I could heat them up again and, you know, make a new impression. I just haven't felt the need because I moved on. But that is one way to make stamps. Then I started carving rubber, and I started out with erasers. This is one of them. I'm not sure if this is still around, but this used to come in a pack of 3 for like $1. I'll have to see if there's something like that available for you guys to carve, because it was nice and very affordable. And it's a pretty nice material. It's not crumbly. That's the worst, is when you get crumbly rubber. Like this was very crumbly, this one. So it was this. He lost his tail. Very sad. This is a dog, if you can't tell. Here's a few of them I stamped for you. That's the dog. These two are a couple of my favorites that I did. They were Amelia Earhart, and I found the images in photographs, like in books, I think, and just traced the outlines. And I thought they turned out pretty good. This is her as a child. This is one I did, I think, from a drawing I liked of a mouse, like in a children's picture book or something. Little mouse with a flower. This was for a Halloween project. It's supposed to be kind of a ghost or a spirit with a big scarf. I guess he's not quite a ghost because he has hair. It's not a skeleton. Yeah, so I used them on different things. I have made bookmarks with them. I've made ATCs, artist trading cards, all kinds of stuff. And so I thought we would start with something simple. Kind of move these out of the way. I've got one of the Magic Rub erasers, simple and small, because you want to start with something that is doable. You know, don't start with a masterpiece or you'll get really frustrated. I speak from experience. I have done that in the past. Okay, so I think what we'll do is start with a leaf, and oftentimes, you know, I make a design and then I have to transfer it onto the rubber. But since we're going to start with just a simple design, I think we'll just draw it right onto the rubber. I am going to shift the camera so it's easier to see me carving, so I'll be right back. Okay, so let's first talk about the tools a little bit. These are speedball carvers. I got most of mine at the thrift store, but the way they come is you get one of these handles and the bottom screws off and your gouges are all in here. So you can just store them in there, and then when you need to change to a different one, you can open it up and switch them. Now, because I've collected several, I don't usually have to switch my gouges. I usually just, you know, I leave a different gouge on each handle, and that way I can just switch between them. But you don't have to do that. I mean, it's much cheaper to just have one handle. So, usually if I'm doing a, you know, a more complicated design, I'll transfer it from the paper that I drew it on to the rubber. But because we're going to start with something just really simple, I'm just going to draw right on the rubber. So, and we can always erase off the eraser if we need to. There, it erases off the eraser, but you didn't know that. Okay, so let's just start with a leaf. Gonna make it a little curvy, but not too hard. Okay, let's make a little stem there. And then we will cut it, because we don't need this whole thing, and we don't want to waste any. So let's do like right here. And this is very sharp X-Acto knife. When I'm cutting straight down, I just use my X-Acto knife, and I use a brand new blade. Because you, just like, you know, kitchen knives, it's much safer to have a sharp knife than it is to have a dull one. So, yeah, use a new blade on your X-Acto knife. Okay, so we cut that, and we can use the rest of this later for more stamps. You see that? Okay, put that aside. I guess we should draw a little bit of design in there, and you'll see what I'm gonna do. Just your basic leaf, you know. But you can make a lot of fun patterns with simple stamps, so it is good to make simple stuff too. Okay, so first we're going to carve around the outline. Actually, let's use this one, which is the smallest, I think, the smallest gouge. It is a V shape. Let me see if I can hold that so you can see it. See the point. Focus. It's not going to focus. Okay. Well, it is a V. It's just a very small V. All right. So I'm going to go around. And sometimes it's easier to turn the stamp than it is to turn your gouge. I don't know. Don't worry if you know, go into the lines or out of the lines, as the case may be. Doesn't have to be perfect. And when you come to, like this was a nice smooth curve and easy to go around. But right here we come to kind of a point, an inside point. So instead of carving into that point, you want to carve out of it. So start from the inside of the point and then carve out. I hope that makes sense. Because it's easier that way than trying to carve into the point, if you see what I mean. Okay, so we've got a nice little channel all the way around. You can see that. There we go. Okay, it's not very deep, but it really doesn't have to be too deep, and we can test it. We can always test it to see if it's deep enough. If it's not, we can always carve more away. So we've got this leaf shape, and basically right now it's a solid leaf shape. Now you can go a couple of ways with this. I can either cut out the veins so that the rest of the leaf is black and the veins will show up as white, or you know, not inked. Or I can cut around the veins and they will show up as black and everything else will show up as white. So I think for this first one we should just do the veins as white. So we'll carve out the veins. Does that make sense? So start from down here and just carve all the way up to the tip. All right. And you can stop before the tip if you want. Okay, and then carve out where these lines are. That did not come out. Sometimes you have to kind of pull it out. Now what I'm trying to do is not carve all the way through to the outline. I'm trying to leave like a little bit. So probably what I should be doing is carving from the edge inwards, right? I haven't done this in a while, so I'm kind of relearning it. So yeah, that actually works much easier, is to carve from the edge inwards. Okay. Got one more here. Whoops, sorry. Went out of frame there. Okay. Alright, so before I carve anything else, I'm gonna stamp it and see how it looks. And this is something that you'll need to do a lot while you're learning, while you're carving, before you get a feel, especially before you get a feel for, you know, how deep you need to go. So we'll just do that. And there we have a leaf. It's kind of a thick stem, so we can work on that. But otherwise, I think the veins look good. So let's go ahead and carve around it some more. And now we can use a wider gouge. So we're going to carve away the rest of this. I'm going to start out here. Actually, I should probably, there we go. Probably start inside. And just go slow. You don't need to be in a hurry. The harder you press, the deeper it will cut. But you usually don't have to press real hard, especially on the rubber. Okay. So I'm leaving kind of a border. I'm trying to. I might have missed it there. I don't know. Do I want to leave a border? I could either leave a border or just cut right up to the veins. Why don't we try that? I want to see how that looks. Let me stamp it. Okay. I think I might have chopped a little too much off the bottom there, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. And then, like I said before, carve out from the point. So we're going to start from that point and carve outwards. Okay, that stem's still a little thick, so let's go back to the skinny carver and try and shave off a little more here. Pretty good. And let's try stamping that. I like how it looks. Okay. Whoops, sorry. Okay, so there's the impression. So we just need to cut away the rest of the stuff like on the corner here, and then we'll have our leaf. So I think we can use the X-Acto knife again. Get that corner off. Okay. Alright, that looks pretty good. Just gotta clean up the edges here. See where the black is? That's still too high because it's making an impression. So we just need to carve that down a little bit. just going around and cleaning up where those extra black impressions are. Because we want a nice clean impression of our leaf. And go back to the bigger gouge. Okay. It's still got some work to do around the edge, but otherwise I think it looks pretty good. Okay, I'm going to use this bigger gouge. I'm kind of leaving the end of the stem because I'm gonna try doing a pattern where, you know, it goes kind of to a bigger branch. Maybe I can draw a branch and then add the leaves with the stamps, that kind of thing. That's my idea anyway. We'll see if it works. Still got a little cleanup work here. Maybe use this one. So I'm gonna do, I think, a whole series of these stamp carving videos. If you guys have any requests of stuff to carve, let me know. I mean, please don't request like the Chartres Cathedral, but like, you know, flower, a building, whatever, something like that. And I shall do my best. Because I want to learn more too. I want to get better at carving, and the only way that's going to happen is for me to do it more. Okay. I don't know about this point. If I'm going to have to cut more off. Let's see. Let's stamp it and see. Oh, geez. Okay. What am I doing wrong here? Seems like it's... Yeah, I guess I have to carve it lower on that side. Alright. I'm going to start with this bigger gouge. Maybe we can just cut that point off. try this again. Maybe I'm just pressing it too hard into the ink. Yeah, okay, that looks fine. I'm still gonna carve that off a little bit on the side. Okay, it's looking better, I think. So I'm cutting more around the edge there, just so there's less area to mess it up. If that makes sense. That looks pretty good. We could still get some more off. Ow. And I just poked myself. Okay, let's try it again. Let's try a different color. Great, okay, that looks good. So, if I draw a branch, actually that's kind of a fat branch. Whatever, I don't know why I'm being a perfectionist about this. Okay. Get some leaves on here. There, that looks pretty cool. Right? There you go. Our first carving and drawing with it. All right, so go forth and carve a leaf. I challenge you. And like I said, I will put links in the description box for you to find either this magic rub or something like it that is inexpensive to carve. You could even check at the dollar store, you know, for erasers, for just white erasers, not the hard pink ones, those will not work. But if they're these kind of fleshy looking white erasers. Those will work good. All right, so I will see you guys in the next lesson, number 2. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.